We are all
Probably.
here, yeah.
I'm just going to pop off and look at my food again.
Oh, got it.
The temporary rage on Casey's face.
I mean, you couldn't have done that during the fucking...
No, are you
cartoon or
serious?
some
You
shit.
actually left? I thought you were just cheating.
No, he actually left.
He actually left.
Look at his fucking camera, dude.
Yeah, no, I thought it was just like, I'm standing up. But okay.
I mean, that's
No.
legitimate. Like, you could have done that during the fucking card.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
So,
Anyway, let's go ahead and do a recap. He doesn't need to know.
but after I kill you, Mr. Bond, I must show you. Finger painting.
Okay. So, recap of last week. You arrived at the City of the Iron Masters. You attempted to speak to the Lawmaster. You discovered that she was not at her office, but were told by her assistant or guard, or you never really found out exactly what he was, but by the by that guy that you didn't get a name either of. You were told basically that she was at the temple, or what they referred to as the transceiver, and were given directions there. You headed down that way after some interaction with the crowds, and as we finished the game, you were approaching the main door of this large stone building that has what originally you almost kind of thought were like life-size murals of Star Wars, and then you've realized that there's no way they're actually life-size, because you don't think these guys are 14 or 15 feet tall, so they're probably actually larger than life carvings. And yeah, we left off with you at the door. So, is there anything else that anyone wants recapping before we begin?
Just to recap, so everyone, Gesundheit, so everyone knows like what the original plan was. We want to go down in the tunnels, but we don't know the way there. So, and we know it's technically forbidden. So this is gonna be like a two-parter where we say, "Yo, we want to trade iron." 2, we know where a fucking ship full of iron landed. 3, we know where the chaos thing landed. 4, we want to go down in the tunnels, so we need permission to go there, and we need to know where that is. And we think that we can. The reason we want to go down there is because we think that will help us combat this corruption. We are not sure how, but we are pretty sure that the gods have told us that's how we are going to do it. I'm starting to feel we are kind of falling flat on that last part.
I would really like to go back to the part where you said this, where you could explain the math of how you said this is a two-part plan.
Yeah. See, it's A and B, but these are sub-points within the different parts. So A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, B4. Math.
Good math. Good math.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Doc,
Yes.
do you remember like our whole argument to why?
You get to the front door and everyone's like, does anyone remember why we came?
Yeah, no. Like, we're going down in the tunnels because we're gonna fight the corruption. Yes, please remind me, why do we think we can fight the corruption by going down there? Because that's definitely going to be one of their questions.
You think?
I have nothing.
Well, because of the nature of my magic, I can literally guard people from corruption as a class feature.
Yeah, that's us. Like one of the argument why we are suited to go down there. But why? What are we hoping to find down there that makes them say, "Oh, with that you can fight the corruption or help us fight the corruption"?
Our
My
entire
divinity.
village. Sorry. Go ahead.
My divinity.
Is that our pitch?
I have
I mean,
another.
What?
Our
Okay, go
entire
ahead.
village was destroyed, and your ship too. We want revenge. That's a good place to die.
See again on the pitch here. Like,
I'm not saying we actually die, you dumbass. I'm saying it's a good reason to go down there.
they are not going to let us go down there simply to die. There's simpler ways to die.
That's. We choose our death, shaman. Well, except for maybe you. You don't get to choose yours.
But they get to choose not to tell us.
Let's just ask the damn permission.
Yeah, I'm just asking for an...
Before we go in,
Yeah.
I must take off the full plate.
There's something beneath that.
Yes.
Just checking.
I go into an alleyway, I guess, somewhere nearby, and I take off the plate.
Okay. And once you've taken it off, what do you do with it?
I put it into my backpack, just hidden in pieces, scattered around. I'm going to break attunement. Wait, is it attuned? Is it needed attunement? Require attunement?
It would be attuned to you, yes.
Yes, I will break attunement.
Okay.
I know Taylor isn't here, but Kane originally did come with us. Can I tell Kane to stay outside with my armor?
Guard this with your life.
No, go back to the ship. Guard it. The armor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
All the stuff.
I think Casey asked us about this because otherwise the ship will be gone when we got back.
Yeah.
Because it's the like big suitcase full of money. Just leave it here. Like I'm sure no one's gonna touch it. Then we walk off.
So you're going to send Kane back to the ship with your armor.
Correct. To watch it. And who else? Fodder. Fodder was already there though.
Yeah,
Fodder was
You left
Fodder and
Bob
the gift.
and Fodder
Yeah,
at
Bob.
the ship.
okay, good. So then yeah.
Or the ships, plural.
Tell Kane to go back there as well.
Okay.
Oh fuck!
With
Here
my-
comes the lawnmower. But I ask you whilst you're doing this. I ask, what are you trying to look like a Fenrisian?
Jesus. That was loud. I say
Oh, that's it. That's still across the lawn. It's on the other side. Wait till it's next to my apartment or
Okay.
my room.
I say, no. There may very well be, or I'm pretty sure there is, mystic protection against signs of the Thousand Suns and the like. If I walk in there with the suit of armor, I may very well be divinely stricken down before I even get to say what I need to.
Yeah. Let's just boost our odds.
Do you think they will even listen, considering you're a thousand son?
Well, they
Or
won't
consider
know
me.
until I get to speak to the Star Wolves. And once I speak to the Star Wolves, they won't dare to stop me.
I am.
While you have to get past the lawnmower first. You're about to death.
While they are having this conversation, like Harold is like looking up in the sky, like just waiting to be stricken down, like nothing. Okay.
So,
Shit.
Jarl, is it time then?
Is it time for what?
I've been waiting for a long time to join Russ. Is that the time?
No.
Not yet. I hope.
Do you mean your death?
Mm-hmm.
No. There's still use for you yet.
All right.
You don't get it. He's been asking for his death for 3 fucking months.
Yes, getting really
Someone
annoying.
just kill him!
Like we were having breakfast first, like, hey, I hope this chicken bone will kill me. I'm like, God, I'm trying to eat my breakfast here.
Why do you have to be such a downer?
Okay. I don't
It's raining.
die.
I hope I get stricken by lightning, but fuck you.
Anyway.
Sorry, out of character.
I basically take it off, tell Kane to go with it, and I'm just sort of. I look like a normal fucking dude, like my token.
Okay.
I do have quite a few scars though, all over my body.
Okay, I was about to ask, like, do you look like you've been through some shit, or do you look
Yeah.
clean?
Oh yeah, I look like I've been through some shit. I still am a warrior.
Yeah.
Well,
Warrior.
thousand son warrior
Oh, sorry.
Wow.
barely counts. Out of character. Out of character.
So yeah, we head in.
Okay. You head in. As you step inside, the first thing that strikes you is a fist. No.
In a
Get
like
out.
us.
House.
No. I just couldn't resist. The first thing that strikes you is how kind of low lit and how cool this room is. Even though you are up north and you are on a frozen world, it seems colder in this room than it does outside even. Your breath is actually frosty as you walk into this place. And you notice that the room is lit kind of sporadically by these kind of pale green flickering glows. And as you're looking around, there is no like normal light source in the room. There are no torches or anything of that nature. But what there is these spaced around the room, there are these kind of mirror-like panels that seem to have glowing greenish flickering runes scrolling across them. And you notice that a lot of these mirrors, these panels, have young priests or acolytes kneeling in front of them and reading this information. And the room is just filled with this kind of dull hum of background noise. Yeah, Madman.
How big is this?
The room is probably... It's hard to judge because of the lighting, but probably 50 feet wide and probably at least 50 feet deep. And these panels are spaced out along rows within the room.
As we walk by, do we recognize like the writing? Like what kind of writing? Like from a distance, not necessarily read it, but as walking by, I would see the difference between English and Japanese.
Yeah, certainly. Looking at it just at a glance, you recognize that a lot of it has the look and feel of Fenrisian runes.
Okay.
But a lot of it is runes that you don't recognize.
Okay.
You've never seen before. It looks like Fenrisian runes, but you don't recognize what the runes are, which is a bit odd.
Okay. Just checking.
And as you're kind of stopped in the doorway, looking around this room, one of the acolytes kind of walks over to you and quietly says, "I'm very sorry, but we do not normally have visitors at this time. Can I assist you in any way?"
Not yet Aldrin, like us.
I say, there are a number of things you could assist us with, but the first thing is I wish to speak with the lawmaker. Yes.
He kind of nods and says, "I'm very sorry, but the lawmaker is in communion at the moment and cannot be disturbed."
I see. Have you heard of all of the terrible things that have been happening across Fenris?
He kind of takes a breath and he says, "Unfortunately, it is our burden to know all of these things and to record them in the histories of our world."
What? Madman?
Are they speaking Juvik or Common?
They would be speaking Hearthcant, so Juvik.
Okay.
Not Warcant, but Hearthcant.
Yeah. But he's not reacting to him speaking Common.
No?
Okay. Cool.
I say, then you know of the chaos and how there may very well be on this planet beasts of terrible might.
I can inform the Lawmaster that you are waiting, but I cannot bring you into her communion. It is forbidden.
I understand. There is another reason why we came here. We have made a pact with one another. All of us. You see, I am not from here, as you can quite tell.
What?
Who would have known?
We turn on you instantly.
Chop off
Wow.
his head.
Point being, I come from the stars, along with a crew, most of which unfortunately did not make it.
He kind of looks at you a minute and glances back at one of the these screens, basically, and then looks at you and again he says, "You are the one from the crashed ship."
That is correct.
Give me an insight check.
I imagined like they are like Aldrin is kind of standing a little bit in front of us
7.
talking to him, while the rest of us standing like kind of
may
row
others
behind.
attempt it as well, or
I'll let 2 of you roll, no more than 2.
who has proficiency in it?
I do.
I don't want to talk
I have a
about it.
+5, but I rolled a 2.
I know you rolled bad.
Sigurd, I have not rolled a double digit in perception this entire campaign, so
Well, this isn't perception.
Well, I got a 21.
I will do an insight to just show you how much I suck at this.
Wow,
Hey,
good
Good
job.
job.
Yeah, mic drop.
More than-
Okay.
I've just been
Iceberg.
watching.
As you've been watching, as this kind of realization crosses his face, you see him very quickly experience and then hide a look of panic.
Yeah.
Because he knows that chaos came at exactly the same time as the crashed ship. So he might think it's from us.
But that would be such a boss moment for the corruption. Just walk up in the middle of like the most stronghold thing and said, "Yeah, you know all that shit that just happened.
That's me.
I crashed here. Bring me to your leader."
Iceberg gives Harald, or not Harald, but Aldrin a look of like,
We're standing behind him.
all right.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to give him a look from behind.
Yeah. Can we kind of
I
nudge him?
drill a
Like,
hole in the back of his head with my eyes. He knows.
Well, with his 7 perception, with his 7 insight, he missed that look too.
yeah. Can we kind of just tug on him like sidebar?
You can't.
Excuse me?
You
No,
didn't
I
see it
can't.
either.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you want to do that.
No, I'm very busy at looking at.
Oh,
like,
okay, yeah.
Just
Oh,
eyes.
man.
I thought okay. Iceberg walks up to you and whispers in Hearthken, I guess.
Don't we share primordial?
No, I have Aquan. Do you have Aquan?
No.
You have Giant?
No.
Okay, never mind then. Do you have Sylvan?
Yes.
Holy shit. Walks up to you and starts like whispering in plant language. This guy probably knows Sylvan, to be honest. But he walks up to you and says, "Chaos came at exactly the same time as your ship crashed. That's not a good sign to tell people. Not a good thing. People are gonna think we did it."
I nod and I look at him and I say,
I didn't do it.
Didn't do nothing.
You couple of shit. I know my rights. Sorry. Go ahead.
I can understand your caution, but not only did all of my friends, the people that I knew for a very long time, die in that crash, but these people's, their families, they also died.
Ice Fang is no more. We are its only survivors.
That's right.
I can attest to that. steps back again. Well, divine
He
punishment.
kind of takes a breath and looks around again. He says, "Please, wait here. I will inform the Lawmaster that you are here."
Before you go, know that we have come here with the intention to speak with the gods above as well, to seek permission so that we might fight the chaos itself.
I will inform the Lawmaster.
Doc, I'm gonna roll for checking after divine punishment. So
Okay.
that's perception check, I'm guessing. And that's an 11.
Can I roll another insight check to see if he's gonna try and go, like, get guards and then immediately kill us all? If he has hostile intent, how about that?
Roll me another insight.
Okay. 16.
Oh, you got it.
I mean, that's pretty good.
With that, you know that he is very cautious of you, not fully trusting, but you also get an element of all of this is more than he bargained for today, and
Right.
he's very anxious to just get someone higher up than him to deal with it.
He hasn't even had breakfast yet.
He's like, fuck this, man.
He's like, I'm supposed to read the screens and take notes. That's what I'm here for. These guys walked in out of nowhere. I asked, can I help you to be polite and all this shit.
Yeah.
And so
Okay.
he departs.
I say, and now we wait.
I'm pretty sure we're not dead yet, so the gods are not angry. That's good.
Maybe not mention that whole god business until we actually speak to the Star Wolves, yeah?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just assuming that in this temple they can hear us. As we're in here, can I make a more religion check by looking at stuff more like not like over their shoulder, but like getting a little bit closer?
Yeah, certainly.
Or is it
I have-
religion or history or?
Actually, first off, just give me a straight intelligence check.
Okie doke.
Who? Oh my god, crit something.
Very nice.
And it was just a regular intelligence check. Good
And you
job.
called me dumb shaman. Fuck you. Look at me now.
Okay, so
I'm in my elements. You might be good on the boat. I'm good in the library.
You start glancing at a few of these screens and you start to put a few things together. First off, as you start catching kind of glimpses and pieces of different screens, these would appear to be, for lack of a better term, news reports about events that are going on all over the world.
Live?
It would appear so, only in text. It's literally scrolling text.
Right, yeah. Right.
But it would appear to be like live feed news reports of events that are going on all over the world. You see some stuff about a battle between a tribe in the south and what seems to be a deformed, mutated kraken of some kind. You see another one about a battle between two tribes that have been friends for generations. You see another one about a group that has found a abandoned island with some kind of a massive thing fused under the ice that they don't know what it is.
Oh shit!
You have piqued my interest, Casey.
Wait, say that again. What was that?
So someone found the ship. Someone found the ship.
Oh.
Upon realize, like as he's putting this together, he's gonna like mild freak out, but still poker face, like go back to the group, especially like the Fenrisians.
Yeah.
Like,
the other thing that I'm going to give you before you get to that
okay,
is
sorry. Yeah.
there are still a lot of these runes that you don't understand. But it's almost like I'm trying to think of how best to describe it. They're used in the language as if they are a thing, but you don't know what the thing is.
Could I commit them to memory, potentially write them down and ask Aldrin?
Certainly. Bear in mind, though, that the words are in Fenrisian.
Well,
They are runes, so
that's smart, dude.
unless you
Figure
can
it
read... for your own understanding, Madman,
Yeah.
I'm going to give you an out-of-character reference that will kind of help you get maybe where this is going with some of it.
Okay.
If you went to someone in the Middle Ages
Mm-hmm.
who spoke English, and you started telling them about sitting and reading on a computer, they would understand sitting and reading on, but that final word they have no word in their language for at that point in time for.
Okay. Now I get it.
That's kind of
And
where
also-
these odd runes seem to be popping in.
Yeah, and they're referring to things that we don't have words for normally.
Correct.
Yeah.
Old
It's in,
English
it's in your
is
script.
very different.
Yeah.
It's in your script. It is Fenrisian,
Yeah. Yes, we haven't come up with the words yet.
but yeah, you don't have a reference point for those words.
Harold, are they demonic?
Oh no, this is the God's temple, and as I told you before, and this is like to the group, but whispering, they are all seeing, just as I suspected. You see all these tablets of runes. They see everything and record everything present.
I thought the gods always watched us
Yes,
from above.
and I'm assuming that this is where they write it down for their priests.
Do any of the screens say Ice Fang, Shaman?
I didn't want to look too close on. I didn't want to disturb the acolytes. I was just looking from the distance. But I think they discovered our ship, our island, with the ship.
Well, he seemed to know about it before we mentioned it, so it wouldn't have been useful information to them.
But that means trouble. I mean, at the very least, they know we speak the truth.
We
That's
have no
something.
reason to lie.
Yeah, and they know about the ship, and we know they should know that he's not from here. So hopefully, they believe us that we have good intentions. I wonder what else is written on this. Do they know everything I did? I hope not. Oh, they do. I'm sure of it. But maybe there's a rune named Harold in here. And he starts to get paranoid. When I was 16, I had a very embarrassing moment.
Harold.
Yeah.
Does that say Harold?
Where?
There.
Stop fucking with him.
There.
There's nothing there.
I think it's.
You should go check. I'm gonna bump him on the back a bit.
Elgin's just shaking his head.
Everyone give me a perception check.
So as Aldrin says no, and Paul's like, what if it's also writing about my future, though?
Sorry for the slight AFK in the start, by the way. I had some food that was going not great, so we had to order in instead.
23.
I mean, should we just assume that I roll a 9? No, a 4, of course. Why would I even
I
guess?
agree. It's a 4. It's definitely a 4.
Why would I?
Kim
so
predicted that
highly.
before you rolled, so you
Yeah.
he rolled for you.
Four,
He rolled your 4 for you.
Yeah. I promise, not a single time have I rolled double digits.
He rolled.
You
A,
guys have your eyes shut? Like,
he rolled a 4
you
for you,
stand
B
there with
for
eyes
you.
closed?
Yeah, like the perception is an 11, but that's with the modifier. I rolled a 9. So.
There you go.
What?
He rolled a 4 for you, B for you. Sorry, pattern recognition. I just couldn't help it.
Help yourself.
So everyone
Skype's
except
frozen.
for Styx and Harold.
What do you mean?
That suits it very nicely, though.
Well,
because I'm
both
trying
of
to
us are
find
now
one
looking at a rune which with big letters saying Harald, and
Yeah.
we're both like freaking out, like shit.
I was only messing about.
It's right there. It's right there.
The rest of you hear footsteps behind you, and then hear the door close.
I look.
I don't.
Cool guys don't look at explosions or what?
Yeah.
Why would I? Why wouldn't I look? You dummy.
I'm not looking.
Who is it?
You look behind you, the door is closed.
Oh.
It's
Okay, no. So no one's in the room with us?
Well, there's still all the acolytes in the room ahead of you.
But
you
no
look-
one was behind us.
But there was no one behind you. The door was behind you.
Okay.
And the door is now closed behind you.
But all of us
Okay.
are still here. Okay, if
So
anyone
there's
has
no
been
one-
replaced by a duplicate, reach
So there's no one new in the room, and we keep waiting.
Hmm.
So I don't know why it's just the door closing. It was the temple door. We left it open.
They just locked us in. We're about to get gas. Don't you get it?
Well, no, the temple door was open when we walked in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, whatever.
Oh, I thought someone went in and closed the door and then disappeared or left, and we didn't realize. Oh, okay. So we just fucked.
We just wait. It's fine.
Yeah, okay. No, it's fine. I'm still freaking out about my future being written, like in a corner somewhere.
Jeez. Anyway,
I'm gonna kill you, Shaman.
I'm not doing anything.
You're
I'm just-
obviously corrupt.
No, I'm not. You don't know shit. You don't see this. It's me and Bricks. You're standing there like,
You mean sticks?
yeah, stick.
Yeah, get
Fuck
the
you
person
guys.
right.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we wait.
You wait.
I'm holding my breath because of dangerous gases.
Give me a Constitution save, Jamie.
Don't pass out. Oh.
The rest of you watch as Bricks starts to hold her breath.
Seems about right.
And seems to be holding her breath for quite a while.
I ignore her.
Yeah, like, we keep waiting.
You wait another 5 minutes. Bricks, you do eventually have to take another breath.
Shit!
Do you go back to holding it again after that breath? No one else has passed out yet at that point.
No.
I have an intelligence of -1. I haven't realized this yet.
We're just great at holding our breath
That
while
doesn't.
talking.
I mean, it doesn't
goes
mean
from,
you're
like,
a retard.
reliable
It's
to,
just
like-
like
It's fine.
-1 is not stupid. It's just maybe not the smartest in the.
Yeah, it's like probably average human, like your worker bee level,
Your
factory
average
worker
peasant.
kind of level.
Anyway.
5 minutes pass, and then you hear a door on the far end of the room begin to open. And when it opens, it is this loud kind of very heavy creaking sound. Almost like a metal scraping on metal sound.
Which we
And-
never heard before.
Well, no, you've heard metal on metal, like with
Okay,
weapons, just
Okay.
not on anything as big as, huge doors.
Sometimes.
The doors open. You do see a very well lit room behind those doors. The room is actually lit to the point that you can't make out any detail of what's in the room because the contrast between the dark room that you're in and the light in that room is just washing it out to where it's just kind of nothing but light. You can see that there is someone standing in that doorway, but because they're silhouetted with light behind them, you can't make out any details about the person.
Okay.
As those doors open, you hear just a double thud. A very heavy thud. And when that second thud hits, most of the acolytes at the screens stand up and head towards the back of the room.
Aren't we? No, we're in front. Never mind.
Yeah, you're in the front of the room.
Yep.
They're heading to the back of the room.
We don't, or at least Iceberg doesn't move. He
Yeah,
just stands there.
Yeah,
I'm chilling.
yeah.
Yeah, Aldrin puts his hands behind his back and cups.
I thought you meant.
Cups his nuts.
No,
Down
it's
on both
not cup
knees,
his
like-
nuts.
Defensive
right.
stance. Cup nuts.
No. He puts his hands together behind his back.
The cuff
Cup
me
butt.
stance.
Yes.
After a very
I-
long, uncomfortable silence, you hear a very soft, very elderly sounding female voice. Very softly say, You
Me?
are the one
Yeah.
who fell from the stars.
Yes, I am.
No, fuck off.
I grab your shoulder.
That's not right here.
I say, yes, that I am.
You are the one with whom came chaos, death, and corruption.
What?
Got the Elder Scrolls reference. Aldrin just says, yes, it wasn't our intention.
Another pause, and then the voice once again very kind of calmly. Your ship. It extincted one of our tribes.
Is that a word?
Now it is.
That is correct.
That would be our tribe. Ice Fang. He like slaps his chest.
We're not extinct. We're standing right here.
We're the
Awesome.
last survivors.
Don't worry, they say this about me all the time.
I turn towards them and I go, please, shh. And then I very calmly look back.
And again, in the kind of same monotone, calm, old lady voice, she says, "You, a son of Magnus, the traitor brother of our Lord, come into our most sacred place, and you intend to tell us that none of this is your fault."
Iceberg leans over and whispers in Sylvan, "Maybe you should take responsibility. That is what we're doing now."
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up,
Plant.
Secret. Shut up. I get
Maybe you should
onto my knees. I get onto my knees. And I put my hands on my knees. And I say, I have come to prostrate myself. To take responsibility for my actions. To take responsibility for all of this. To ask forgiveness. To ask to make this right. Prostrate.
Ah, okay. That makes way more sense. Sorry.
Why do you guys ruin every single fucking serious moment I have with
I'm
that?
very sorry, but don't look at the chat. We're using the chat because we didn't want to interrupt you. I'm sorry. Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna close it now.
Yes, please do.
I say, I have come to ask forgiveness. I have come to take responsibility for this great blunder. And I have come to prostrate myself to the Star Wolves as a true son of the Allfather. I may have been a member of the Thousand Sons, but I have forsaken them and they have forsaken me, for they have turned to the chaos, and my way is through the Allfather's light. I wish only to be given a chance so that I might prove myself as a true son of the Allfather. I have only the utmost remorse. I will allow you to decide my fate.
You say all of that, and there is a long, kind of heavy, laden silence. And then you watch, and you're starting to get a little bit more vision of her as your eyes are starting to adjust to the light in the next room.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're looking, actually you're on the ground, so you probably wouldn't see this because of the desks in between, but the rest of you can actually see And you watch as this old woman, who's probably, well, to be honest, she's older than any of you Fenrisians have ever seen. Fenrisians don't normally live to be that old.
So she's like 40, 50?
No, this one's probably in her 90s.
Oh.
Whoa.
Which on Fenris is saying something.
She's
Yeah.
undead.
No, she's like a badass because
And I mean,
Let
she,
it
is
continue.
she is like
Yeah.
a 98-pound weakling, leaning on a on a cane, but wearing heavy wolf furs. As you're actually getting, as she's coming into definition, you actually notice that she's wearing the pelt of a black fang.
the opposite of us.
Well, the Black Fangs are some of the most deadly of the Fenrisian wolves.
Oh, sorry, I thought clan of Blackfang.
No. A Black Fang wolf.
Okay, cool.
A very rare pelt. And normally people only wear them if they've actually slain it themselves.
Any religious symbols? I mean, saying like that she's a shaman of kind.
No, nothing saying she's a shaman.
Okay.
But she kind of stands there in that silence for a moment. And then you actually watch as she leans over and spits on the floor. And she just kind of, in this kind of very kind of almost annoyed voice, she says, "Well, it's clear you're no true son of Magnus. At least they had backbones. Get in here." And she turns and just goes to walk back into the room she's just come out of.
I like her.
Okay. I am a little bit surprised, but I get up and I walk towards her.
We go with? It's like, did she also mean us? I think she also meant us.
Just shuffle forward.
Yeah.
Are you still holding your breath at this point?
No.
Well, Harald is breathless after seeing her, if that counts.
Yeah, you almost actually not before I go into that. Give me two of you. Pick two of you and give me insight checks.
Sure, I'll give insight.
Sigurd,
24.
shine.
Or not. Just
Shine
one will do.
bright like a diamond. Sigurd. Ah, that's better than me, though.
You can see her past fears.
Both of you get the impression that, bear in mind, Fenris is a warrior culture. So, this woman, who is in a position of power and authority, is probably used to dealing with people who are coming at her with power and authority. And so, for someone to come in front of her and prostrate themselves and basically beg forgiveness for intents and purposes, would probably be quite difficult for her to respect and B, respond to. You get the impression that for good or for bad, she probably would have been more comfortable if you had shown up as an enemy than in the way that you did.
Okay.
So basically,
I wanted the Fenrisians to have the proper reason to be here, other than we're helping this fake god. But you know, whatever. Couldn't talk.
I mean, but
Fuck you too, Seeger.
But just to be clear, it's more like she doesn't have a box to put him in, rather than that was an offense. It
She
was
saw
more
him
like,
as a complete pussy.
Better to see me as a pussy than as an enemy.
Yeah.
I didn't want a fucking spear in my face.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, in this place is probably a good move. It just
Yeah.
means that you are understanding at this point that Aldrin, at least, is going to be very much on the back foot with this woman.
Sure, but we already knew
And
that.
I
So
could care
yeah.
less.
how much less?
Huh?
How much less?
Very
I mean,
often
it just
mis-
makes your job harder.
I
feeling
couldn't
better,
care
so.
less.
Ah,
Yeah,
now I
that's the correct.
understand.
That's the right term. Yeah.
Sorry, it's not often I get to correct people on grammar. So
Boy, that's great.
I
Great
know.
for you, Madman.
Thank you. It was a moment for me.
It really makes a difference.
Hmm
It really does.
Yes,
He was right, though.
in here. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Let's continue.
The passive aggressive is strong this morning.
Evening.
Yep.
You walk into the next room.
Hmm.
As you get into the next room, because it's so much better lit, you have a much better view of what's going on in the room. Even though a lot of you probably have no understanding of what's going on in the room, you have a much better view of it. As you start looking around and seeing in this room, rather than in rows, it's a much smaller room, maybe 20 by 40. And along the sides of the room, there are more of these mirrors with these runes scrolling across them, these glowing runes. And with the light being brighter in here, you can see that there are also devices underneath the mirrors, which seem to be have a number of runes written on those as well that are not glowing and not moving. And then as you walk towards the back of the room where you see she's already headed, there are 2 guards at the front of the room. No one else in the room. There's her, there's these 2 guards, and then there's you coming closer to her. And you notice at the top of the room a large, dock, what you would recognize as what looks like some kind of a